All right, good afternoon, everyone. We hope you are enjoying your Saturday. We are wrapping up the final business session here at the 130th SCV reunion here in Houston, Texas. But as the title of this stream is, we are on to Kentucky. Here in the next couple minutes, the men inside the ballroom are going to sing Dixie, get a prayer, and the last thing we have is our banquet this evening, which we will be live for like we always are. Really quickly, though, we wanted to highlight that next year, the 131st reunion is going to be in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. I'm here with Chris Hawkins, who is chairman of the reunion host committee. Appreciate you taking the time to let us talk about the reunion to try to get everybody pumped up for next year. So, Chris, the very first thing I want to talk about is this bottle of apple juice. Go ahead and explain what it is for the folks who haven't heard about it, if you don't mind.
Well, what it is, it's been a fundraiser, the Libation Society, and we got 12 Kentucky Generals. You can buy the different labels, but this example here is Breckenridge. I belong to the Breckenridge Camp 100. But we got some Texas boys down here that were from Kentucky. We wanted everybody to understand this is a fundraiser. It has been a big seller for us, and we really appreciate the support from our members from all over the country, and we've practically sold out here, but we'll have plenty at the Lexington. We'll have a vendor there that will be taking care of this, but it's been a great fundraiser at Wolford Reserve. We know a lot of our people like it, and so we did the labels and stuff, and the bluegrass, we did the teal here, and we got CS on top of it, and it's been a great support for the reunion.
Yeah, and it says on here, so it's a commemorative bottle. It has 131st Sons Confederate Veterans National Reunion, Lexington, Kentucky, and it's got it, and of course with the corporate logo on there. We also have some wine for the ladies, right? Right here. So, we have a specialty bottle of wine for the ladies, as well as an etched glass. So it's not just for the men. So especially you guys that have, OCR or UDC women in your life, bring it. This has been a really good family friendly reunion this year. I know it's going to be one next year because of the resort it's being held at. I will say that I got bottle number 7 of the Jeff Davis series. It also came with a beautiful shot glass and a poker chip coin that it came with. So you get more than and the ladies comes with a poker chip. I didn't know that. That is cool. So we like our challenge coins. We like our stuff like that. So it's definitely something to do that. I have to buy one of these from y'all before y'all pack up. And of course, you can't go without a nice rocks glass either. So let's talk about this next item we have right here is the medal. Usually we don't get a chance to see the medal until we get there, and it's always a surprise. But next year's medal rather is unique as it's a neck ribbon, right?
Right, correct.
Where'd y'all get the design from?
Well, we just came up with it. We studied a lot of the old national reunions in Kentucky were the same dimensions as that one. So we're carrying on the tradition. That's what the old medals were. And so we thought we'd pattern off of that with Jeff Davis,
Yeah, I believe one in like a 1900 reunion that's modeled off her. So
yeah, you can find them, at some of the dealers and stuff.
Which now, if y'all can hear that the business session's wrapping up, so they're singing Dixie. So registration though is early registration ends tomorrow. It's $90. You can go to 131scv.org, scrolling across the bottom of your screen to take part of that. But you also have on Saturday the 11th, which is weird to hear that we're starting a reunion that early. I mean, usually nobody thinks about it's just Wednesday and you have the GEC meeting to go into it. But why are y'all doing something on the 11th?
Well, we were advised by GEC. We went back on the last 5 reunions, and we noticed a lot of our membership was coming in early. So we thought, hospitality. We're doing a free hog roast at the Squire Bosman's house on that date. And then we're going to lay a stone. We thought everybody are coming in, they're using up their vacation time. And, if they wanted to do something, that was compatible to what we our traditions, we would do that. The hog roast is free. We're trying to get encouragement to help see a stone laying. It's part of Chuck McMichael's ancestry.
Right.
And so we just wanted y'all to have something a little different.
Right.
You
Which is very different and unique because normally we don't kick off till Wednesday. So I'm really interested in that. Then on Tuesday you have the Battle of Richmond dinner. So what's that going to be? Just
Well, what we've done there is the manager of field that runs the battlefield there at Richmond, Kentucky. There's going to be a lunch meal there. But what we decided to do is he would come in and speak about the Battle of Richmond, and then you're going to get to tour it like the next day.
Right.
So it's kind of like he's putting icing on the cake, and then
Right.
the cake's going to be the battlefield, So
Right.
we wanted everybody to know it was a Confederate victory,
Right.
an early war victory, and it had a lot to do with the Battle of Perryville in the early times.
Well, especially because you're getting the talk the night before, then the next you get the couple hours to absorb everything, and then the next day get to go and see it, of course, which would have been the next thing. And then you have the chaplain's breakfast on Thursday and the heritage luncheon on Thursday as well. But then there's the Kentucky Military Museum tour and Bourbon Tour. So for us that like bourbon, or as we call it on this show, apple juice, what's going on with both of those?
Well, we're going to have the tour. We're still kind of lining that up with the tour buses and everything, but the military museum goes way back. Actually, we're working with a curator that they're going to actually put war related into the museum. It's kind of like they're changing their exhibit to help us, Sons of Confederate Veterans. So we're working on that. We have inside people, and then once we're there, we're going to set up for the bourbon tours and stuff like that.
Well, good. Well, that's you're in the heart of bourbon country, and I don't want to hear anything in the chat of people saying that Jack Daniels is bourbon because bourbon only comes from Kentucky. Harrison and he got a talking to the other night about that. And then of course I see that you have a history breakfast on Friday the 17th. And the topic is Kentucky Dessert: How Kentucky Prolonged the Life of the Confederacy, with Lucas Wilder. That seems like it'll be pretty interesting.
Yes, he's. I can't even say enough about Dr. Lucas, but he came down to honor Lee Jackson dinner as Jeb Stewart and tying Jeb Stewart in with Lee and Jackson, how they worked together.
Right.
But he's got information on more about what Kentucky contributed. Kentucky was caught in between a lot of politics, and he's going to share some of the information on a lot of the other stuff that we contributed.
Well, good. And then, of course, the awards luncheon that Friday, the Metcalf breakfast the following Saturday, and then the awards banquet and ball. Are y'all doing debutantes next year?
Yes, we are. They're already signing up. We got the Duns that's going to play there. And Miss Karen Duffy, she has helped a lot of the balls in Gettysburg. I mean, she's excellent. She got a lot of class, and so we're hoping that she'll help out the young ladies. But we've already got 2 Kentuckians, so I encourage the rest of the Confederation, bring them in. But we got 2 Kentuckies there already.
Yeah, the DEB program is something for your daughters. We do so much for the sons with the cadet program and everything like that, but we often overlook, the daughters, things like that. As somebody who's probably going to have stepdaughters here in the next, little bit, that's something that I'm looking forward to, is raising them, and so they can have their moment of sunshine as a princess. And of course, tonight we'll show tonight's debutante presentation. You can go back and watch last year's. And we'll, of course, broadcast next year's. So get ready for that. And then, so when we kick off which of course, all these registration forms are online, right?
Yes, they are.
At the website, scroll on the bottom of your screen, 131scv.org, to take advantage of the early registration offer that's going on right now. There is, credit card fees and things associated with that. So heads up on that. You are, again, the They are asking that you go ahead and register for the barbecue, just so that they can have a head count of the numbers that will be there. And know how many pigs you're going to cook and stuff like that. And then, we start off the reunion with a parade of flags. And I like that y'all are doing a parade with the parade. You're actually, that way you can go ahead and pre-call them out and everything like that. That is a really.
And we will award everybody that's in it. You will get a battle string.
Oh, wow. Now that is cool. That is really cool. Hey, you make sure that our chat flag is registered. Oh yeah. So you're getting a really good bang for your buck with everything going on in Kentucky. Trying to think, of course, ancestor memorials for your for the book of reports and things like that. It is a way for you to remember your ancestors and to keep their name alive and a piece of history. And then, if you are, and we need to get one of these ourselves, but if you have a business, a Confederate business, if you're an author or something like that, Dr. Sandy mentioned when you're watching this later, need to get yourself a vendor application. We're hopefully going to up our merchandise game and have a booth there as well to do stuff with. Chris, anything else you want to tell the folks there, our compatriots, and we'll replay this, later on as well.
Well, Southern hospitality, our culture, we still butcher our own hogs and come up, sit on the porch, take your shoes off, and some of this Kentucky bourbon, sweet tea. That's our culture. We want to keep our culture alive.
Right.
Like I said, we still butcher our own hogs there on the farm, and none of that store-bought city Yankee stuff. So anyway, we want to come in and have a good time. A lot of y'all got relatives that had lived in Kentucky at one time, and it's just a family reunion, and we want everybody to have a good time.
Now, somebody just did mention something. What's up? See if you can, Harrison, if you can get it in the angle. What's up with the barrel?
Well, what we've done, we tied it into the Libation Society. Once you get into Libation Society, we want your signature on this barrel because we're going to raffle it off at the reunion. So that's plan behind it. Help pay for whatever we decide. We're going to split the money with headquarters on that.
Okay. Well, that is cool. And of course, as a Mississippian, we both have ties to President Davis. So it's almost like our upper Dixie cousins. So I know I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to encourage all Mississippians to register and come out next year. Of course, next year is an election year. So we will be electing Army officers as well as national officers. So y'all need to be there for the good of the organization, as well as to support our Kentucky brethren and get a chance to travel with our Confederate family. So definitely get registered. We'll have Chris on later on in the year. I'm probably heading up in January to speak at a Lee Jackson banquet. So just got to check with the girlfriend and everything like that and make sure that calendar lines up at 90% there. But we will get everything. We'll have Chris on again. But if y'all have any questions, comments, concern, again, the URL is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 131scv.org. Contact information's on there. Get registered. We're looking forward to seeing you in Kentucky next year. Anything else, Chris, you want to say?
No, just appreciate the support. Come on up and slow down a little bit. Like I said, sit on the porch and talk about our ancestors. That's why we do that.
Exactly. Well, guys, we'll be back a little bit later on with a end-of-day recap as well as the banquet and grand ball and debutante presentation. So y'all stay tuned in and have a happy Saturday.